Chinese medicine is good for COVID-19. Chinese medicine have many modalities. So I'm going to talk about what works really well. Acupuncture works really well. It boosts immune system and antipathogenic function. Moxibustion works well. Moxibustion is the burning mugwort herbs on skin type of therapy. I do that a lot. It boosts immune system and antipathogenic function. However, acupuncture and moxibustion is currently unavailable because we're not treating anyone at this point. In Ontario, we are not acupuncturists and are not working at this point. Chinese herbs works great. It boosts immune system and antipathogenic function. It maintains the organ function so they won't fail. Regenerate lost organ functions. Strengthen the body so it can fight against the pathogens going deeper. And it has antiviral functions. Antiviral functions here is literally antiviral functions. One herb I heard is a balangang has antiviral function that works for the coronavirus. But you can't just take a balangang because, like I said, Chinese medicine is about the entire organism as a human, this human being, in and yang and where it is. So you can't just take a balangang hoping that will work. So for example, for the Chinese herbs, a doctor from Shanxi University of Chinese Medicine, he said, so this famous formula, recently I've also seen on the CBC news website, this Qingfei Paidu Tang, after taking the 3 doses, so I guess 3 days, 3 dosage of the Qingfei Paidu Tang, clear lung detoxification soup, 60% of participants experienced a reduction in the severity of the symptoms. So at this point, this is not symptom management. This is proactive symptoms reducing. While the condition of 30% of confirmed asymptomatic patients has remained stable. This is great. Because like I said, Chinese medicine supposedly should be 100% customized for each person's yin and yang imbalance, but regardless of the precondition, Qingfei Paidu Tang works for the 60% of the participants. I do have Qingfei Paidu Tang ingredients except 1 or 2 missing items, but I can modify it. And there's other acupuncturists and herbalists stock up on the Qingfei Paidu Tang in case they need to dispense for their clients. If you feel like you are having symptoms of the coronavirus, and if you're in Ontario and you need to follow the rule of where you are, but in Ontario, the Ministry of Health of Ontario have a quick survey that you can do to determine if you're likely to have a coronavirus or not. But in case it is just a self-assessment, but probably you will self-quarantine yourself. You may have a fever, you may have a sore throat, you may have a very fatigued symptoms. I would suggest you to first do this survey of the Ministry of Health of Ontario, consult with your doctor, contact your doctors and then ask for instruction. But also you can contact a Chinese herbalist, whoever is open for the distant consultation, see if you want to take a Qingfei Paidu Tang. During the time that you're at the house, you're not isolated in hospital facilities, and if you have freedom to cook something in your house during the self-quarantine time, I will try doing this. Because for coronavirus, speed of the treatment matters more than how healthy you were before you're getting it. prevent coronavirus. You can't prevent the coronavirus, but you can prevent for COVID-19 to progress further. So the best solution, realistically, is bringing your yin and yang as balanced as possible. Sure, vitamin C works, but if your digestion is so off, just because you take higher doses of vitamin C doesn't really do much. I would take this time as a good knock, how's your health status is. Like you should assess that with critical eyes. So how can you know you have an internal imbalance? Appetite is affected. Do you have a healthy appetite for breakfast? If you can't eat breakfast, most likely you have a pathogen in these stages. Because in morning, your interior is too weak to accept any food. But by the supper time, this catch up with whatever is needed, and then you can eat. But if you wake up and then like you have to have you only can have a coffee, or you only can wait till 11 or so to start eating, most likely you have pathogens here. So I would contact you, Chinese herbalist, to see if you can do something about it, regardless of the COVID-19 or not. Is your bowel movements regulated? Is it loose stool, or is it forceful, or bowel movement speaks a lot about your health. Plus, I'm talking about COVID-19, and COVID-19 is the pneumonia. It's about lung, and like I said, lung and large intestine is tightly connected. I would aim to have a really healthy bowel movement at this point. Do you have abnormal sweating, night sweating, or spontaneous sweating? If you have abnormal sweating, that means your exterior layers, the blue-gray layers, this layer is weak. Not enough soldier to regulate the sweat going out. So if you have excess sweating or night sweat, that means your exterior layers, soldiers are low. Can you sleep well? Sleep is about the balance of your blood and then temperature of it. So it is an internal imbalance. If you have a hard time falling asleep, or hard time staying asleep, or excess thinking disturb the sleep, you should consult with the herbalist. Another things that you can see if you have a imbalance, and this is this is more like a mind, but this is the physical. Another clue of a mental imbalance, which also of course affecting your guts issue, is fear. Everyone should be concerned about coronavirus and COVID-19, but no one needs to be panicked. If you are so scared that you're gonna die, and then more than other people, you may have a damp retention in the head. If you are so scared, and now you are turning this fear into aggression to attack someone, like attacking Chinese or Japanese as a source of all the illnesses, you have now heat, because aggression comes with heat. If you spontaneously vandalize the Asian restaurants because you're so mad that this is happening to the world, and you think it's no one's fault but the Asians' fault, you have so much heat, because that's a lot of heat. And then spontaneous action of the vandalizing, the spontaneous action always comes with heat. So you have heat. And probably you also have a dampness, because dampness, when you have a damp retention in the head, you think a lot. But when it goes like, cooked with heat and it gets thicker, you start making up your own stories, and then like, this is not about the personality or the way you are. It's just the way symptoms, certain yin and yang imbalance causing it. Excess fear or excess thinking or negative thinking, pessimistic thinking, a war's gonna be ending, like, I have to attack my neighbor Chinese because I'm so pissed off that this is happening. This unhealthy thinking that's more concerning about this coronavirus, COVID-19 and coronavirus pandemic, is really exposing people's emotional imbalance of yin and yang. If you have it, you should consult with a Chinese medicine practitioner, because that's treatable. Yeah. So this So it is the best to bringing these symptoms corrected, so your body's anti-pathogenic energy and immune system can function well. You can contact myself. I'm in Cambridge, Ontario, or other Chinese medicine practitioners for that. And then if you want, I'm specialized in classical Chinese medicine. It works great. It works so efficient and beautifully. And if you are interested in to be seen by the classical Chinese medicine practitioner, I have friends all over the world, and then I can find one living near you. Anywhere in the world, Europe, North America. So if you have questions, please contact me. Okay, thank you very much for watching for the video. Stay away from people.